Welcome to Ostrii News, bringing you the latest news in rural communities. Access to credit can be a challenge for individuals in rural areas, and today David has been covering a story about an unfortunate woman who ended up in a cycle of debt. Reporting the story from the field in Taka village is David.
Thank you, Harriet. I'm here today sharing a story about Grace. Grace is a local farmer in the village and has been a widow for the last 6 years. She has a small plot of land and struggles financially to support herself and her 3 children. Recently, Grace's son, Joseph, has been very sick. As she doesn't have the money to pay for medical bills, she needed to take a loan. Grace decided to visit a local microfinance institution. However, when she arrived, she was told that she did not qualify for the loan due to her land not being registered to be used as collateral and her lack of paperwork. As Grace was desperate for the money to pay for her sick son, she decided to borrow through the informal systems and visited a local man who provides loans to those with land without paperwork. She was offered an extremely high interest rate by the lender, and Grace was tricked as she was informed of the monthly cost of the loan, but did not understand that the interest is in addition to the principal amount of the loan. While she was paying the interest on the full amount, she did not receive all of the money, as deductions were taken for the application form, processing fee, changing the title deed of her house to co-ownership and insurance. Grace used the money to pay the hospital for her son's medical bills. It wasn't until days later that Grace had spoken with friends to know that she had signed into an agreement that she did not understand and could not see a way that she could afford to pay back the loan. In the coming months, her agricultural activities did not give her enough income to pay off the loan, and she entered into a vicious cycle with the lender, applying pressure to retrieve the money. Eventually, the lender took possession of her house. I am live with Grace now. Grace, what was your experience?
They are thieves. These people offer you money and then they take away your house. How can they do that to me and my children? I have nowhere to go.
I am sorry to hear that, madam. What would you say to anyone watching that is going through something similar?
I would advise my fellow women to make sure they know what they are agreeing to when taking a loan and plan how to pay it back.
Thank you for sharing your story, Grace. We wish you well. Back to the studio. Harriet.
Thank you, Grace, for sharing that emotional story. This is such a common story, and many individuals who are stuck in borrowing cycles lose their assets. It is important that you understand what the requirements are, what are the total costs of the loan, is there any hidden costs or penalty fees for late repayments? You should not take a loan from someone who is unregistered, and always consult with a trusted friend or family member to advise you before taking a loan. Join us after the break on Ostrii News for more.